Wow, wow, wow. Look at you all. You've made it to the last introductory video in which we'll be playing with these there dies. So, what I want to go over next is a rotation command that we haven't touched on yet. And this one's pretty easy, but it's going to be almost gosh darn near impossible if you don't have your dice in groups. So just quickly check to make sure when you click on all your dice that there's this beautiful blue outline and hue to them, and you're not seeing a dotted surface like this. If you're seeing a dotted surface, you don't have a group. You're not in a group, man. You're not in the in group. Okay, so make sure that all these that are spread out, so beauteous, are their own groups. So to rotate, to demonstrate that you understand how to rotate, what we're going to do is make our dice count for us. 1, then facing us next would be 2. Then facing us next would be 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 1's perfectly fine. We can see that. What we're going to do is have to rotate this so our 2, which is currently on the bottom, is actually where the 1 is. Now how in the Sam Hill are we going to be able to do that right there? I'll tell you what. We're going to press Q. So that way we get this nifty difty dial. And just like with our rectangle, depending on what you're resting this dial on will indicate how you can spin it. And the way you have to think about this is just like if you're slapping a stove dial to something. All right? If I slap the stove dial to this, I'm going to click my first click. My second click is going to let me spin. Look at that. It's just like if I put a dial right on this side. Okay? So I can either have a red dial, a green dial, right? So it would spin this way, or a blue dial. What color dial to get that 2 to where the 1 is, so this 2's got to come forward to that 1, what color dial do you think it is? Would that be the red, the green, or the blue? For those of you that said that it would be red, you are correct, my friend. So to lock into that red axis, I hope you're getting the message and the point right now. We're going to use the right arrow key to make sure that it doesn't switch to blue or green for me. So the right arrow key. And the way we rotate is the first click is like a pivot foot in basketball. I know 95% of you have watched or at least attempted to play basketball, so you should understand this concept. A pivot is what things spin around. This first click is going to be a pivot. The second click is going to be how it moves. Oh, glorious dice. All right. Some of you are going to be tempted to just try to click this perfectly. And I understand the temptation because I feel the same way. However, best practices, the best thing you can do for practice is to type in the measurement at 90 degrees. Look at that. Look at them. Look at these. Look at those. They're good to go. Now what I want to do is exit this command. I'm going to press M for move. I don't need to press Control because I'm not making a copy. I'm going to press M for move, and I'm going to click this bottom corner right here. As I start to slide this up, I'm going to press the up arrow key so it locks into that axis. And then I'm going to use this as a reference. You see those words right there? They mean something. Constrained on a line from a point. What the heck does that mean though? Constrained means it's limited. It's limited on a line, an imaginary line from that point. Do you see that imaginary line right there? You can't really see it that well when it's over the red, but it's there. It's constrained on a line from that point, this point right here. Okay? That's all it means, is that I'm using this as a reference for how I had to bring it up. So there be my 2. 1, 2, awesome. Now 3. Make sure you have the right dice selected. Okay, my 3, I think I'll need the blue dial for you, my friend. 3, I'm going to type in 90 degrees. You guys get the idea. I'm going to press spacebar to exit to rotate. And then I'm going to press M, click this corner. Let's slide this bad boy back. I'm going to use this face to let this cube know how far back it should be going. You see how they're all lined up again? Awesome. Onto the 4. Q is a rotate command. This Q is going to be blue. And I'm going to rotate this bad boy around right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a 5. Oh boy. Oh boy. 5's not going to be blue. It's going to be red. Okay, so I will do this corner right here is fine. This guy right here. Type in 90. Don't guess. If you make a mistake, Control Z. I'm going to move by clicking and releasing this corner. It's my left arrow key, and I'm going to use this as my reference. And last and certainly least, I guess 6 is definitely not least. Last and most is our 6. I will use the blue dial once more, and I can click and rotate this gum around. M to move it back. I'll click the corner. The left arrow key locks me into the green axis. And then I'll just use this face as a reference. Hooray! We're done with all our rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looking good. Looking good. I lied. I thought we'd be done after this video. I'm actually going to break this video up into 2 segments. The rotation's kind of heavy. Kind of a lot to get your mind wrapped around. So we'll stop there with the rotation. I promise, I promise, I promise. The scale's really stupid easy. And so is the materials. So that, my friends, will be the last video. So take that. Once you're done with this, take that.